When was the last time you used ChatGPT? If you're like me, you use ChatGPT every single day for pretty much everything. ChatGPT has become an integral part of our lives, helping us not only learn new skills and habits, but also helping us write better, research more effectively, and just be more productive every single day. But while all of us are using ChatGPT, 99% people are not using ChatGPT to its full capacity. And that is what this video will solve today. Hi 5. This is the only video you need to watch to master ChatGPT and learn everything about the app itself. In this video, I'll share with you exactly how to prompt ChatGPT now that GPT-5 is here. We'll learn about how to use the different features ChatGPT offers. For example, connectors, the agent mode, deep research, creating images, the canvas feature, study and learn, voice mode, temporary chat, and then we learn about something really interesting, and that is building a custom GPT from scratch. Something that you can use and reuse and make it available for the public to use every single day. We'll then focus on a really interesting feature of ChatGPT, and that is personalization and memories. All of this and a lot more. All you have to do is to watch this video till the very end, hit the like button and subscribe. Alright, when you log on to chatgpt.com and make your free account, this is the first interface that you will see. We first of all obviously have the place to write any query that we have, but we also have on the top left corner this place where we can change the model that we will be using. Currently, it's on GPT-5 Auto. Launched recently by OpenAI, GPT-5 is a fundamentally amazing model because it can switch between regular modes and thinking modes on its own. So as you can see, the auto mode decides how long to think and then works on the answers. Then we have the instant mode, which answers right away. And then we have the thinking mode, which is great for long-term answers if you wanted to think more about any question that you have. And then we have ChatGPT 5 Pro, which does research-grade intelligence. Then you also have legacy models that you can work on, which is our old friend GPT-4o. Moving to the right, you will have this plus icon right here, which will give you access to all of these different modes of ChatGPT. We'll talk about all of these, but I want to first talk about add photos and files. Now, ChatGPT is fundamentally multimodal. What that means is you can not only talk to it with the help of text, but you can also add images, you can add Excel sheets, you can add any type of file that you normally have, and then ask it to make some changes in it, or ask it to analyze this particular file and then give me a particular output. That is the power of ChatGPT. So I can literally ask it to analyze this entire Excel spreadsheet and give me the specific answer that I want from this spreadsheet, and it will do exactly that. We'll cover the other modes very soon, but then you have the voice dictation mode, which if I will enable, this will basically allow me to speak and write any text to ChatGPT itself. So if I have written this, I can press on OK, and this will basically transcribe all of this audio and will convert it into text for me right here, as you can see. So this is a dictation mode of ChatGPT. We also have the voice mode of ChatGPT. Now this is really intuitive. You can have a real conversation with ChatGPT and it feels very human. Let me give you an example. So use voice mode. Hey ChatGPT, how are you feeling today?
Hey there, I'm feeling pretty good. Thanks for asking. I'm just here and ready to help you out with whatever you need.
Amazing. I'm trying to make a video on a full guide to ChatGPT. Can you help me out with some outlines for the video?
Absolutely. I'd love to help you with that. So for a full guide to ChatGPT video, we can break it down into a few main sections. You might start with an introduction, just a quick overview of what ChatGPT is and what it can do. Then maybe dive into some basics, like how to get started.
Perfect. Can you talk to me in Hindi and sound a bit more humorous?
बिल्कुल, क्यों नहीं? अब मैं हिंदी में बात करूंगी और थोड़ी मजाकिया टोन में भी.
So see, that's the best part about voice mode in ChatGPT. If you've never tried it, I think this is your default mode to communicate should be voice mode, not typing it out, because you can just have a great conversation. It feels human and you can get any output that you want as well. All right, what else? Now on the top right side, you will see this thing called the turn on temporary chat. If I were to enable this, we would now have a temporary chat wherein I can ask ChatGPT anything and it would not store it in its memory. As you can see, any conversation that is recorded over here, they will only keep a copy of it for 30 days, after which it will be completely erased. All right, now moving on, we have the chat window itself. This is where you write your prompts. Now, the biggest mistake most people do is to just write a very basic prompt. Create an itinerary for a 3-day Goa trip. That's it. That's what you type. And the problem with this is ChatGPT doesn't quite know everything about you. Like, are you going as a group? Are you going solo? What are your preferences? Are you vegetarian? Anything like that. Have you already visited Goa before? It doesn't know anything. So it gives you this very bland output, as you can see. Day 1, day 2, day 3, and that's it. This is what most people do, right? This is where the biggest problem comes with ChatGPT usage. You can create a much in-depth prompt. And the way to do that is this: RTC ROS. That's it. This is the short form for the format in which you need to write. You first have to decide the role for ChatGPT. Then you need to work on the task. So you explain the task that you wanted to work on. Then you give it the context about yourself. Then you give it the reasoning in which you wanted to work on this problem. Then you give it the output format. How do you want it to look like? And then you give it the stopping condition. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the best way to prompt ChatGPT. This makes sure that ChatGPT has every information it needs to give you a very customized, tailored output. In this case, I would probably just say that, hey, you saw the previous output and now see this output right here. This is what the prompt looks like, and the output is going to blow your mind. And as you can see, it is already thinking longer for a better answer. So previously, while it just gave you an instant answer like that, a cookie cutter version, this time it's looking at everything possible. It's planning the Goa itinerary, it's going to turn it into a PDF, and it's going to give you the exact thing that you asked for. And this is what most people get wrong. While they are talking to ChatGPT, they're always forgetting that ChatGPT isn't your best friend yet, unless you give it all the context that it needs in a structured format, like you can see right here. It understands structure more than anything. So as you can see, it's curating trending spots and activities. You can even click on this and see its thinking process. So it's going on TripAdvisor, it's going on different websites, coming up with ideas. As you can see, it already knows that I'm going from Bengaluru because that's the memories part of ChatGPT. We'll come to that very soon. All right, and we finally got the output. As you can see, here's a fresh off the beat veg only 3-day Goa plan. And we can download the itinerary right here. Let's see what it looks like. This is it. So it gave me the hotels, why we should go for these hotels, the typical price for these hotels. We have veg cafes, we have co-working places, we have the first day 1, what all to do, where all to go, jungles and canyons and turtle shores, all the stuff that you never thought existed in Goa, right? But there you go. This is what you get when you write an in-depth prompt on ChatGPT. And this is your output. All right. So this is basically how you prompt ChatGPT effectively. Let's keep going ahead and looking at another way to use ChatGPT, and that is agent mode. Now, agent mode is brilliant if you want to use it for anything involving the web. So agent mode in ChatGPT enables ChatGPT to open a browser and search anything on your behalf. So you can ask it for doing in-depth research. You can ask it to actually perform web-based actions like adding groceries to the cart, bunch of other things, that interacting with different elements like writing messages to people on LinkedIn and so on and so forth. You can ask it to interact with spreadsheets and presentations and do so many different things. Well, let me show you a very simple thing that you can do with ChatGPT agent mode, and that is to basically find me the cheapest return economy tickets from Bengaluru to London in the months of December to February, and the tip should not be more than 10 days. So this is the prompt, and I'm going to press enter right here, and what you will see is ChatGPT opening up a window and finding the best, cheapest flights for the same use case. So it's going to open up, search for it. Let's see what website it opens up. So it's going to open up Google Flights. It's going to enter Bengaluru to London. And you can see it performing actions right here. London Heathrow, the return and departure dates are going to be the months. You can keep having multiple of these tabs open up. You can open one more tab, ask it to be searching for the cheapest hotels in this particular time, and it will actually do all the work for you. That's the best thing about it. You can keep opening multiple of these agents, let all of them run while you can be doing something else. And that's the best way to stay productive with ChatGPT as well. It's going to search for the cheapest dates and will give us the return answer in some time. You can even ask it to actually do research on your behalf. Research fundamentals of natural wine versus traditional techniques. I can ask it to do a research on the new Geo BlackRock fund and tell me if it's the right fund for me to invest or not. For example, now it's going to search the web and look at the reviews, look at the fundamental analysis of this fund and tell me if it's a good way to invest in it or not. Well, we can keep doing more and more, right? Let's try to work more and create images. Let me show you one more mode of ChatGPT, and that is creating images. Now I can ask it to, create an image of, let's say, Bengaluru road to airport with an ad of iPhone on the side with clever copywriting, for example. Let's just try that. It's going to make a simple image showcasing an ad of iPhone on the side of the Bangalore airport road. Let's see what this looks like. But we can also look at the other tabs. We have these agents working on our behalf. We have an image being made here. So this is the image mode of ChatGPT. It's really quick. As you can see, gives you the result instantly. And it's great if you want to just quickly create some infographics, create some images that you might want to use in your LinkedIn posts and elsewhere. We can even create an actual infographic. So I can say, take the details about the new GST reform bill and generate an infographic from it. And this would be a create image that explains it easily. For example, if this is what we want to do, it's going to search the web, search all the information about the GST reform, and it's now going to take all this information and it will now create an image from all of this. Convert this into a polished visual graphic and send it to you. Yes, I want to do that. Thank you. We already have a picture right here. As you can see, it searched for the name, which is Kempegowda Airport. We also have this iPhone ad on the side, the fastest way to the airport. And that is how to use the image generation feature of ChatGPT. We still have our agents working, but we already have an infographic ready for us right here. One thing you can notice is that you also have styles. So you can already just select the styles from here if you don't know what style to go for. So for example, the previous ad that you saw of the iPhone ad, this is a very realistic ad. So you will see everything looking pretty real, but I can very well turn it into a cartoon style, or I can turn it into a photo shoot, retro cartoon. Anything like this that is available here, I can use that. All right, and there you go. This is our infographic picture made all because of the image creator on ChatGPT. Everything looks pretty real. You can pause and look at the entire infographic itself. It looks like a real, designer would have made it, but it was made entirely with AI in less than a minute right in front of you. How cool is that? Now you can get this printed out, you can paste it on your walls, you can use it for any other use case. I think for students, if you are studying, preparing for exams, a great thing to do is to turn all of your notes into infographics like this one and make it easier for you to revise for any future tests that you might be having. So that's what the image creator looks like. We made an ad, we also made an infographic, but now let's look at something more. Let's look at deep research. Now, deep research is the most interesting mode of ChatGPT because this is where you get PhD level research for you at your fingertips. Let me show you what I mean by that. Conduct an in-depth research about the youth of India and their unusual spending habits. Look at sectors like food and quick commerce, no-cost EMIs, technology spendings spent on house and unnecessary purchases, and also look at the long-term effects of it on their personal finance health. For example, include lots of examples of Indians who spend a lot and end up saving nothing. Go deeper and provide reasons for the same. And at the end, suggest ways to be more frugal and save money. And then invest it to build wealth in the long term. See, this is what my problem statement is going to be. I am making a YouTube video. So this is what the prompt looks like. This is going to take probably 10-15 minutes. Go in depth and do a thorough research about this and give me probably a 20 to 30 page document that I can go into and look at everything that we've just talked about. Gather all of that data and create an amazing YouTube video from it. Now, this is amazing. This is the type of research that you get when you pay consulting firms, right? You can actually enter a real world business problem. Like, for example, I'm an influencer marketing company, not able to grow, suggest ways to grow, and it will do a thorough research in the market, do a SWOT analysis, identify how you can improve, and then provide the answer for you. So this is what deep research looks like. It's going to take some time. So let's go back to our initial answer. And we have found out the cheapest flights from Bangalore to London at 48,000 rupees right here. Now I can take over and actually interact with this page and book my tickets right here. I can also go and look at the research done by the agent mode on the Geo BlackRock Flexi Cap Fund right here. And I can read through it. I can even export this, as you can see right here. I can save it, I can download it, I can share it with other people. And this is basically the strength of agent mode itself. Let me show you some more things you can try out. So we looked at deep research, create image, agent mode. We can also check out sources. So we can connect ChatGPT with a bunch of apps that we already use every day. For example, we can connect it with Canva. So let me just connect it, continue to Canva. I will log into my Canva account right here like so. I now have Canva connected, and then I can simply just ask it to create a 10-pager presentation on the rise of Sabyasachi, and I can press enter, and it will now communicate with Canva and create a full-blown presentation for me to use. And there you go. This is the presentation that it generated. This is what it looks like, as you can see right here. And that's how you can use connections effectively. I can also keep adding more sources. So I can go on to GitHub, I can connect my Gmail, I can connect my calendar, I can ask it to look at my calendar and look at ways in which I can optimize it, things like that. And it will be able to do that really effectively. What else can we do? So we can also learn effectively. There's a thing called study and learn. Teach me the Pythagorean theorem. Let's say that's what you want to learn. So when you do that, it's not going to give you the answer right away. If you ask it to solve any question, it will never do it on the first go. It will ask you questions. It will give you concepts that you can use to create your own answer. Perfect. This is the big picture. A square plus B square equals to C square. A and B are the shorter sides. C is the longest side. Before we can dive into why this formula works, you can tell me if a right triangle has sides A equals to 6 and B equals to 8, that's going to be 36 and 64. That's going to be 100. So it's going to be C would be 10. And yes, this is a triangle and we are good to go. So this is how it teaches you a concept, right? If I make a mistake, it will again teach it to me from scratch. And that's the power of study and learn mode. It doesn't just give you the answer. It walks you through the steps so that you can understand it intuitively and then use it whenever you want to. We can even do something else. We can go on to web search and we can basically say, find me the latest news on the Indian stock market, for example. It's now going to search the web and give me the latest updates on it. As you can see, LG Electronics IPO, we have India set for $8 billion IPO rush, and you can keep reading the latest news right here. Now, one more thing that you can do with the help of ChatGPT is to schedule repetitive tasks. So, for example, I was asking it to research about the rate of a 3 BHK in Bangalore, and it searched all of this and gave me the answer. Now, let's say I want to schedule this task. So I want it to search about this every morning on a Monday. So I can keep it weekly on a Monday at 2 p.m. and I can click on save. And then it will look up for the pricing of a 3 BHK in Bangalore every Monday and give me the answer for it. And this is how you can schedule tasks with the help of ChatGPT. It will actually give you a message on its own without you having to check it every single time. And that is the best part about ChatGPT and how it lets you to create these mini agents who keep working on your behalf. So you can focus on the things that matter the most to you. We can confirm, we can even go on to our settings, we can go on to schedules, and we can manage these schedules if we want to. We don't have a schedule right here, right now, but let me also show you something called as personalization. So ChatGPT, the best thing about it is that whenever you talk to ChatGPT, it starts storing information about you and it keeps a score of it and it knows everything about you that you've told it, right? So right now the personality is default. I can change it to be more cynical, more robotic, more of a listener or a nerd. I can ask it to be more chatty, witty. I can even give it a nickname. I can give it an occupation. I can give more information about me so that it knows about me and gives me the answers in that context. So if it already knows that I'm a 24-year-old creator living in Bangalore, so every answer would be according to that. Then we also have this thing called memories. So if you manage that, you can see all the memories that it has access to right here. Now I can delete any memory if I want to as well. That is basically the power of ChatGPT. We also have something called apps and connections right here. So there's something called using apps in ChatGPT. So I can say, use Spotify and find me songs similar to, let's say, whatever, Lover by Taylor Swift. So in this case, it would actually use Spotify and give me the songs. As you can see, use Spotify for this answer. So I can click on that. It will ask me to connect to Spotify. So I will continue to Spotify. Now, instead of going again and again to Spotify, I can just give it access and then ChatGPT would be able to perform actions on Spotify on my behalf. So as you can see, it now has access to Spotify and then it will start working and creating a playlist for me of all of these songs right here. That's the best part about it. As you can see, it now has access to Spotify and it will work like that. There's another thing on the mobile app of ChatGPT called as Pulse. And based on what topics you normally talk to ChatGPT about, Pulse is a collection of the latest news in those genres, in those industries. So every morning you can go on that, you can access Pulse and you can look at the top news. For example, so I'm on ChatGPT app itself. I'm going to go on to Pulse. Let's see, what do we have here as the most important information. Turnmake.com logs into smart feedback, 5 fresh agent ideas to prototype, make your post writer actually learn, things like that, right? So it will teach me the latest stuff that is happening in my field, which I am interested about. And that's how the Pulse works. Now, one more thing about ChatGPT that you should know about is this thing called custom GPTs. So if we come over here, we can go on to GPTs and we can create our own custom GPT. So imagine you giving it all the information about the way you write LinkedIn posts, your past LinkedIn posts of people that you are inspired by over here in the configure section. You can upload all of those files, doc files, and then you can turn it into a LinkedIn content writer for you. Then you can give it any sort of information and it will turn it into a ready-made LinkedIn post that you can post right away. This is one custom chat GPT that you can keep using over and over again. And what's more is that you can publish it and anyone around the world can also get access for it. For example, we have Write For Me, is a specialized writing assistant. We have Scholar GPT, which is great for writing research papers. That's basically the power of creating these custom GPTs from scratch. You also have this thing called projects. Now you can create your own project depending on what you're working on. Let's say you have a trip coming up. Let's say you want to create a project, a folder where you can store everything about your investing habits. One tab could be about investing in the stock market. Another could be looking at your expenses and taking care of that. Maybe you want to take care of your health. So one tab could be about your workouts. Another could be about your nutrition and so on and so forth. So that's the power that you get with projects. It's more structured. You can add any particular information in that if you want to, and that is what keeps it organized. And that is how ChatGPT essentially works. This is it. We covered everything in ChatGPT. We can also look at the deep research that we worked on. It works for 16 minutes, looked at 132 sources and created the most in-depth guide research report that I can simply just share, and I can download it if I want to as a PDF, and I can create my next YouTube video from it. As you can see, it's 8 pages. It's an in-depth report on the spending habits of the Gen Z population. I can learn from it and I can do anything that I want with it. That is how ChatGPT works. In this entire video, we learned everything from how to prompt ChatGPT, all the different modes of ChatGPT. We also looked at the different modes and the models of ChatGPT. And we also explored personalization, scheduling tasks. We looked at custom GPTs and a lot more. That is it from me today. You just leveled up. You just learned about everything that there is to know in the ChatGPT app itself. Let me know if you have any questions below. Hit the like button and subscribe. Share this video with a friend and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.